Today we're gonna blind what we feel are the top ryes that we've ever had. Let's do it. All right, guys, welcome back to Brutally Honest Bourbon. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, I really appreciate that. If you're a return viewer, thank you guys so much. If you're not a part of our Patreon, look at that after the video. There'll be a link there, shows you everything. Try to give you guys added value for what you contribute, and your contributions are much needed to help this keep going forward. Do things like sharing the YouTube videos with you guys sooner. Me and Brendan are working together to put together some bloopers that will release once or twice a year. Anytime there's like special releases going out, I make sure you guys get those. If I do a barrel pick, patrons are going to get those links first as well. And I'm also open to other ideas, quarterly or biannually. I'm going to do random drawings and, you know, either do bottle giveaways or some merch giveaways, that kind of thing. Today we're going to blind a broad spectrum, 6 different ryes that Brandon and I both feel are heavy hitters. So the first bottle is going to be a Nashville barrel pick, and Brandon is friends with a guy in that group, so that's how he come across this. And this one, he feels may blow everything else on this table away. Now my absolute favorite, and Brandon and I agree on this one, but this is the 2020 Jack Daniel's single barrel, barrel proof, special release rye. It's going way too quickly, but this is a Coy Heel Rick. And for me, that is the top rye that I've had. Last year I went shopping, bourbon hunting on the way to the Bourbon Trail, and stopped by Elixir and got to try this 4-gate. So this is a barrel proof, 10-year MGP rye from 4-gate that knocked my socks off. I was very ecstatic about it. We couldn't leave out the 10-year barrel proof Parker Heritage. That had to be in the mix, so very respectable. I'm gonna let Brandon tell you guys about this Founders, because there's a story with that and how he's become a fan of the Founders brand, and he's quickly making me a fan of this product as well. I haven't had a bad one yet.
So I was at a store in Georgia, Cork and Keg, and I went to the guy and I said, listen, I'm not following the hype anymore. Like I'm not chasing Wellers and Blantons and all that. I said, I want store picks or group picks that just blow my socks off. And he said, all right. So he let me try a Founders Rye and a Founders Bourbon, and they were both phenomenal. He had 2 Founder Bourbon picks. One was like 130 proof and the other one was like 123 proof, I think. Or maybe 110s, I can't remember. But anyway, tried them both, and the lower proof one was much better to me. Tried this rye, and it's one of my top ryes I've ever had. I ended up buying a case of those. I loved them. And so then I was sitting there talking to him or whatever, and the master distiller walks up, and I had no idea who the guy was, and I'm like, hey, trying to sell this bottle to him. I was like, hey man, he just like literally walked up. It was like kind of uncomfortable, like how close he got. And right. So I was just like, hey man, I was like, you interested in store picks or whatever? And he just stood there. And I was like, if you are, man, I was like, I'm getting a case of these ryes. I was like, I'm getting 3 of these bourbons. I was like, you definitely need to get some of these Founders. He's like, yeah, really? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I make that stuff. And I was like, no way, get out of here.
That's awesome.
So it was pretty cool. He gave me some free merch because he had some in the car. And then he gave me a private pick that he was going to let people taste, and he said they can just taste 3 today instead of 4. He goes, because this one's my favorite, I want you to try it.
Nice.
And so huge fan of Founders. Yeah. They put out good stuff. They're very small, but they put out great stuff.
Where are they out of?
Out of Georgia.
They're out of Georgia. Okay. And they're distilling their own stuff.
They're small. I think he said they do 50 to 60 barrels a year. That's it.
Wow. We need to go there.
Let's do it.
We need to go there and do a little tour and do a video, because I'm all about these smaller brands, especially if they're distilling their own juice. I'm a huge fan of short barrel. They're sourcing, they're aging, they're blending, they're finishing, they're doing some phenomenal things. and they're in Georgia. ASW Fiddler's doing some pretty decent things. And now I'm learning that Founders is in Georgia as well. So we're going to make another trip to Georgia and do a video there.
Let's do it.
So Brandon has recently started an Instagram, The Bearded Bourbonist. You guys need to go and follow that page. So Brandon and I met through a local Bourbon Society page here in Birmingham. Funny enough, I had posted a miniature 17 page because somebody told me, hey man, people collect these, they pay good money for them. And so I posted it out there for what I felt that they were worth, or what I was told that they were worth. And the very first comment back from Brandon Green was, why would I pay that for a 1792 small batch when I buy a full bottle for the same price? I was like, man, this guy's a jerk. Like, I didn't mean no harm by this. I'm just trying my luck here. I didn't know. Thought I had my hands on a collector there, So quickly.
But if you need a mini 1792, he's got them. He'll sell them to you for $99 a bottle.
Easy.
That's shipping included.
You're underselling me.
Oh,
I got to get shipping out of them.
Oh, okay.
But so I was like, man, me and this guy could probably go blows. And if I don't really know after that.
I don't remember that, but that is definitely something I would say.
Was it maybe?
And then
so the thing
we met up with.
It was me wanting to try to trade off a K-Luke, maybe?
Yeah, you were looking for the killer NBC pick.
The killer NBC pick, because Jeff had it.
And I said, and I helped pick that, and I had a case of them, and I was like, well, sure, I'm a huge K-Luke fan, so I was like, well, let me, I'll easily swap that out. And so we met up and swapped, and he was a nice guy, and I guess he thought I was nice. I mean, here I am.
He's just got a lot of whiskey. I'm just using him for all his whiskey.
That doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, so the K-Luke thing, I traded it because I had some samples of K-Luke, and I wasn't a real big fan of any of the samples other than the cab. And just maybe a month ago, I messaged Jonathan Masano. I was like, man, I really want to try your product. I really want to be a fan of it, but I just really didn't like what I sampled. So he's like, yeah, stop on by on your way through and we'll sample some things, and totally changed my mind. Not to say that I didn't get an even trade out of that killer barrel, because it's freaking phenomenal.
Well, I told you, I think that you got some bad samples, because K-Luke's putting out phenomenal things.
They are.
You can't beat it. You really can't.
For sure. For sure. So the last one that we're going to try is going to be the 13th Colony.
That I think it's McFarland Wine and Spirits out of Georgia did. It's a 130.92 proof, and he is not a 13 Colony fan.
Me.
And so I'm hoping to change his mind today.
So, just a short backdrop on 13th Colony, them being in Georgia, being a smaller distiller, that's what my brand's all about, is spotlighting these smaller brands. And so we visited and sampled some things. I just wasn't blown away, but I knew I wanted to try that double oak. That's so sought after. And I've had some friends send me samples of the double oak, and guys, it's the real deal. That 13th Colony double oak cask strength is phenomenal. It's very good. But the other ones just weren't for me. I'm not saying they make bad whiskey. I'm just saying that it wasn't something that resonated with me. So I'm anxious to try this today and just see, with it being a barrel pick, perhaps, right?
And not only that, but blind,
And we've got it in tall stances here. I mean, because I'm telling you, I know this one and this one hit hard, and I've got high beliefs in these two. And NBC never lets me down.
No, dude, to me, they're aging MGP juice, and I don't know what that Nashville heat does, but it's pulling flavor out of the barrels that MGP only dreams of.
It is, for sure. All right, so what we've got here is a blind. We went through and randomly numbered the bottles 1 through 6. We poured them in glasses 1 through 6. We scrambled the glasses all up. We haven't a clue what glass, what bottle. I don't know what number bottle this is. I don't know what number bottle this is, and I don't know what number glass these are. We want to be honest to ourselves and to you and just give you our thoughts on these ryes. So we did get all barrel strength, barrel proof ryes here. They're all around a 10-year age mark. So they're.
I don't know what the Founders is.
Okay.
This is 6.5 years.
Okay.
So I don't really know on this one.
I know this one's 10 years.
This one's 10 years. And that one's 9 years.
Okay, so
I don't know what the Jack Daniels is.
I don't either. I've
heard 6
freaking
to 7,
delicious. That's what it is.
But it is good. It's very good.
It's freaking delicious years is what it is.
It is.
I wish, you were talking about having bought cases of this. I wish I had cases of this.
I know a guy.
You know a guy.
You say I had a warehouse, and I think, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago when he was doing a video, I do have 2 cases of those in my warehouse, actually.
Do you really? Yeah. If you love me.
No, I don't. Sorry.
See?
No
see?
love.
See?
No love.
Y'all.
See, he does use me just for bourbon. That's what it is.
Okay, he hasn't drank enough. We're going to get through this flight, and I'm going to get me another Jack Daniels. All right, well.
For the low price of, if you're selling
I'll trade you a mini.
Oh, the mini?
Yes. I'll trade you a case of minis.
Oh, would you?
Yes.
Oh, man, okay.
Minis.
All right. I'll think on it.
All right, so I'm going to go left to right. Obviously, on my sheet, glass to the left, number 1 is number 1 for me. So that's how we'll do it.
Let's get to it.
Oh, my goodness, that is nice. There again, I don't know what number glass you're starting with and what I'm starting with.
And
so
I love that. I love it.
We could totally be on different ones. That's good to know. And I'm going to block the number on the bottom so you guys don't see it and I don't see it back. So.
Oh, wow.
Man, that's nice. All right, so number 1's already making me happy. Mine's going to be like some bright fruit. Wow. Pleasant mood. I got some tobacco on that one. Man, I hate to rank that.
I hate to say this. I don't think I've had this one. And I have all of these but one. I have not had this one. And I haven't had that one. But I don't think I've had this. And the way you were talking about that 4-gate, I hope this is the 4-gate, because if it is, I'm gonna have to call Tarak and be like, hey brother, you got any of these hidden in the back?
It's his fault that I bought that bottle, because he was like, sure, I got it right here, try it.
He already has some bottles on hold for me, so if he,
Dude, Elixir is the spot. Like, their store's not any bigger than this room we're sitting in, and they got 10,000 bottles in there.
And let me tell you something.
It takes you an hour to go through that store.
And Tarak is so knowledgeable on bourbons, whiskeys, wines, everything. Yeah. His palate is phenomenal. He puts out amazing store picks. And I tell you right now, I used to, call Jonathan Mazziano down at when he owned that store in Mississippi. And,
Masano's,
yeah, and go down there and get his picks. And man, and now I do the same thing. I've been doing it with Tarak for a while, but the same, going up there and getting his stuff. But Elixir puts out amazing stuff.
They do.
So if this is his, I'm telling you right now, it's phenomenal. If it's 13 Colony, whatever my number 1 is, right? My first glass. God,
I'm guessing my first one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it, but I've got it right.
Dang.
We got more to go through,
That's
Princess.
good.
Don't get caught up on
Man, I can't help it. That's.
It's good. I can tell you one thing for sure. It ain't Jack Daniels.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
To me.
And I don't think that's NBC. By far, I don't think that's NBC. It could be. But there again, I don't know what you're drinking. I'm saying for me.
God, that is so. My number 1 glass is phenomenal. Like.
My number 1 was really, really good, but it lacked a little on the finish for me. The finish fades out pretty quickly and it goes to a light bitterness. It's not bad. It's good.
I get sweet bacon spices, caramel.
You're definitely on a different class than me.
Like it is a.
All right, number 2 from the left. I'm just a rye fan. I just love rye whiskey.
I do too.
And all the guys that are out there that don't like rye whiskey, thank you. Just leave more for me.
That's right. Makes the secondary market a little bit cheaper for us.
For sure. People are sleeping on rye whiskey and high rye bourbons.
That's good.
Without knowing, I'm trying not to get crazy with my rankings here.
Yeah, I know. Me too. It's
because you're going to run out of room if we're just doing 5. All right. On to number 3. What are you trying to do, man? Get me drunk and take advantage of me?
Well, you said you were going to steal my bottle, so.
Where's that warehouse with the cases of the JD?
I'm
going to give y'all that address, y'all.
Y'all can all split up and get a bottle apiece.
Cut me in. Nice
nose on this one's really good too. Oh, that's good.
Has good flavor. Fades from mid palate to finish pretty quickly. Leaves me with a little bit of a bitter finish. And then that finish that after you let it sit for a while, I don't like that part, but that's a good whiskey. All right.
On number 4?
Number 4. I need to look back and ask my aunt where she got these glasses. I freaking look thick and heavy. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's nice. I got a feeling.
This is gonna be hard.
I got a feeling that my number 4 is your number 1, just based off of your note.
So you think it's that 4-gate?
I don't know. It's got nice body to it. It's got some bacon spice, definitely caramel. That rye spice lingers. I love that. It's almost like eating hot sauce, like that tingle on your tongue.
Whatever my number 4 glass is, it's good, but it's not my flavor profile when it comes to a rye. That could have been the one you were talking about. But I get like licorice mixed with tobacco, I like a lot of baking spice in my ryes. It almost tastes like a high rye bourbon to me.
That's a close call right there. Boy, those things, why is it so spicy? Man. All right, we've gone through 4, so we're gonna do number 5.
Color's good on that one.
Mine seems a little thin. My number 4 doesn't have a lot of oiliness to it. Not really making many legs.
That's good.
All right, I'm on to the last one. Nice.
Is it sad that I think I know what this is just off the nose?
Man, that whatever I got.
And if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be shocked.
All right. I've got mine ranked, and for me,
I have two that are ranked 4.7, so I have to, my number 3 and my number 6.
so my number 1 and my number 2 ranked 4.4 and 4.5, but on the number 2, I ranked it 4.5 or higher. So number 2 is the winner for me. Number 1 is close second. So number 1 and number 2, these are mine.
Hold on one second before you
Put
say
these
anything.
to the, you rinsing behind them good?
I'm gonna go 1 is my favorite, 6 is my next to favorite, and 3 is my third. That's what I'm going with.
Now my number,
1, 6, and 3.
Oh. I'm glad you said that, because looking back, it's actually my number 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 4. So this is my number 1 is my number 2 is my top pick.
What's your top pick?
Number 2 is my top pick.
Okay.
And then my number 4 is my next pick. And then this number 1, they're all real close, right?
Yeah.
But for sure, number 2, my number 2 is mine. So
let's see what was on my number 1.
on my number 1, what's yours?
I got bottle number 4.
Okay, I got bottle number 2. That was my number 1. Number 2, I don't know what.
Trying to find number 4. Don't have it yet.
My gosh, I gotta put glasses on. I can't see anything.
What bottle's
Number 4 is this one.
Which is what I came in and I said, it's hands down one of the best ryes I've ever had.
Okay.
And I literally just picked it in a blind.
So this is number 4, and this is the one you pick as your winner.
That's my number 1.
This is your winner.
I ranked it a 4.9.
You said that was your winner going in.
I did.
That's
crazy.
Let me see what my winner was. My winner was the number 1 bottle.
Number 1 bottle? Your winner was the Jack Daniel's 2020 limited release, which I gotta write down what was what on mine. Okay, hold on. So 1 came in, so my second pick, which was my number 2, was your number 1, was the Jack Daniel's 2020.
Okay.
And I literally wrote on here, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof Rye.
You knew what it was.
I knew exactly
There's
what it
no
was.
mistaking it.
Yeah, it's not even
There is
questionable.
no mistaking it.
Like and then I was gonna give whatever my number 3 glass is, which is number 2.
So
I think it was Parker's.
So my number 4 glass, which is this one, was
This
bottle number 5.
This one competed with the Jack Daniel's for me. I went back and did them at the end.
I tried to tell you, you was doubting me.
And this was my number 3, and I put honey, bacon, spices, and orange zest.
So these are our chosen 2 winners. This is your winner. This is my winner.
Mm-hmm.
But where did I put this bottle? Number 4. Where did I put number 4? So the 4th
Not
glass.
what
This
order
is
was-
my 4th glass. I don't think I even picked that one then. My 4th glass was number 5, and that was my second place. So what's number 5? Number 5 bottle.
Number 5 is the Parker's. So that came in second for you.
Yes.
So Parker's came in second behind the Jack Daniel's for you.
So this was your winner, and then this was my winner. This was my second. What was your second, Kelvin?
No, my first one was this, my second was this, my third one was this.
Okay.
And then 4, 5, and 6.
What's bottle number 6?
What's number 3?
Dude. So, it ranked way down, but the this ranked 3rd place for me. The 13th Colony Rye.
Really?
Yes.
I'm glad I could change your opinion on it.
Well, because what's number 5?
Was that not it?
I ranked number 5 last.
What's 5 on your glass, not the bottles? You're going in order of what you tasted them.
You're right. Number 5.
It should be at 5th glass right there.
So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. It's number 4. What was bottle number 4?
This one.
Wow. We've never been that far apart.
No.
We've never been that far apart. Okay, well there you have it. So ultimately, it's split between you and I that these 2 are the reigning supremes.
Yeah.
And this one being, they're both very hard to get, right? So this was a barrel
Well,
pick.
that's a single barrel.
Yeah, it's a single barrel.
You'll never get it again.
And then these
That you'll
are
never get
on the
again.
secondary market, and you're gonna pay through the nose $350, $325, $360, somewhere in there.
$300 to $400 easy.
Yeah.
After this review, I'm sure they'll shoot up.
Of course.
Yeah,
this is better than a Fred Minnick review.
It's pretty
Who's
close.
Fred Minnick?
Yeah, who is that guy?
Brandon Carlton, Brandon Green. Brandon squared is greater than Fred Minnick because we're 2 rednecks from Alabama that don't know jack squat about whiskey. All right, so after 6 ryes, I'm pretty sure our palates are toasted. Probably the first time that Brandon and I have been this far apart on our selections. So my number 1 is the Jack Daniel's barrel proof, single barrel proof rye, the 2020 special release, which is freaking fantastic.
That was my
I
number 2.
would have guessed that would be my number 1.
I mean,
and it's your number 2.
Going into it, I would have picked these two because I would say these two have been my top 2 ryes for a very long time.
For sure.
So when I tried this bottle, I got it from a good buddy of mine, and I immediately called him and I said, how do I get more? And he said, good luck. And I don't know how he pulled a string, but I ended up with a case of them, and it's phenomenal. It's my favorite rye I've ever had.
There you go. I mean, the guys that are hating on Jack Daniel's, give them a try. These squatty bottles, that's all I look for. If it's in that shape bottle for Jack Daniel's, I'm trying it, and I haven't been let down yet. So, guys, really appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope this has helped you out somewhat. If you haven't, look over at our Patreon. It'll be in the comments at the bottom of this, or the description at the bottom of this YouTube. I try to give you guys added benefit that are in the Patreon. Really appreciate your contributions. It's well needed. Be sure to check Brandon out, Bearded Bourbonist, over on Instagram, and he's going to grow that over onto the other platforms. He's a wealth of knowledge, been doing bourbon a lot longer than I have. I've learned a lot from him, and I think you could too. But there again, hope this did something for you. Reach out to me, brewtallyhonestbourbon@gmail.com. Again, thank you to the patrons, and until next time, y'all let the whiskey and friendships flow. Cheers. God, oh, that whiskey's good. Ooh, I don't know what I just picked up, but that was good.